John Wick 4 was absolutely incredible. I don't know if you have seen it yet, but I highly recommend if you have not seen it, please do. And the reason John Wick 4 is incredible, along with John Wick 1, 2, and 3. Although I didn't like 2 and 3 that much, I liked it, but not as much as 1. And 4 is absolutely incredible. I think it might just be my favorite. So I think the reason we all love John Wick, the movies, is because of John Wick, the character. If you told me apart from John Wick, who is the most compelling character in the movie, maybe we could say Winston. But clearly, John Wick movies are about John Wick. So, what makes John Wick so likable? What makes John Wick the perfect protagonist? So, in this video, I'm not going to talk about the movie specifically. I'm going to talk about John Wick, the protagonist, and I'm going to just focus on what makes John Wick the protagonist, the perfect protagonist. John Wick is extremely relatable. Yeah, it's pretty weird to think that a guy like that can be relatable to someone like me or some random dude, but he's definitely very relatable. The reason being that we all have imagined scenarios where we have lost our loved ones, and then we also imagine that what we would do to the world because we have lost that loved ones. But again, we are not that capable, but we all have imagined that. So John Wick is basically a manifestation of our thoughts of what we could do. We obviously can't do, but what we could do to be a badass assassin or a killer, and he translates that into the scene so beautifully. We have seen other protagonists in the past do that, but the way John Wick does it, it's very unique. It's very stylish. It's very real. The directors have taken a very specific choice to show the action in the movie in a very real way. There are actual stunt people involved. There are practically no visual effects. There are obviously visual effects, I'm pretty sure, especially in John Wick 4, but mostly it's done on camera, and the stunt team are doing an incredible job. So that is why it feels so real. It feels so relatable. He can't let the past die. He is a prisoner of the past. You could say he's out for vengeance for his wife, for his dog, not specifically for his wife, but the pain of losing his wife and the pain of losing his dog first gets converted to vengeance. So he turns to vengeance. He wants to kill the people who killed his dog. And when he does that, I think he realized that this is the life he has to live. He has to be a killer. He has to be an assassin. He has to kick a lot of ass. Like that's who John Wick is. That's what his DNA is. So we wrestle with this concept for in John Wick 2 and 3, and there is a culmination of this concept in John Wick 4. But again, does he really let go of his past ever? Even till the moment he dies, the fact that John Wick can do nothing but kill people is haunting. But again, it's a very sad story about a character who did get out once from this life, lost his wife, lost his dog, got back into this life, and I think he started self-doubting whether he is actually meant to lead a normal life anymore. I think he wrestles with the fact that maybe he is a killer, maybe he is an assassin, and that's what he does best. So he can't let the past die. Now, I think a lot of introverts, even ambiverts, relate with John Wick in a way that maybe other people won't. Like the number of dialogues he has, especially in John Wick 4, is so minimal. Yet that is one of the reasons that makes us gravitate towards him even more. I feel, for example, even a person like me, who I do consider I am an introvert person, I think I related with that character more than other people, because if I am put in that situation, I'd also like to talk less and do more actually. Like what's the point in just exchanging a lot of words, like simple words, maybe, no, yes, so badass, I can't get over it. He's a loving husband and a loving friend. Now, this is where I am going to go into a bit of spoilers of John Wick 4. So we realize that in the end, John Wick dies. I think Keanu Reeves will appear in more movies, but it will be as a flashback, not something that happens after that famous fight scene that he had with Donnie. And so I do think this is pretty much it. And I love the touch in the end when he basically, before he dies, Winston asks him if he dies, what would be planted in his tombstone? What should be written on his tombstone? And to which he replies that he wants people to remember him as a loving husband. And I know he killed a lot of people, he did a lot of shit, and we still don't know whether this guy is going to go in hell or heaven. But we can be sure that he was a loving husband. He did a lot of things to end the life of being an assassin and a killer to get back to his wife. And now that she now that she's gone, he basically lost his purpose and got into all this. But he was a loving husband. I think he was a loving dog father. There are a lot of things that John Wick was. Unfortunately, it did not work out, and he had to come back to the life that he, I think, both despises and loves at the same time. He's a very flawed protagonist. Ethan Hunt or James Bond, those are also flawed protagonists, but those are sexy, fashionable kind of protagonists. So I don't gravitate towards them as much as I gravitate towards John Wick. No offense to Ethan Hunt and James Bond. I love both of those characters. I think the Mission Impossible movies are great. I think some of the James Bond movies lately have been pretty good. But yeah, if you compare those characters with John Wick, I think those fall flat in comparison to the complexity of John Wick. I love that John Wick is both. You could argue he's a bit of an antagonist, although I wouldn't say that. That's why I label him as a protagonist. But there are layers. There are layers to the character of John Wick. Keanu Reeves brings those layers beautifully on the screen. Just his expressions. He doesn't speak a lot of words, but the words that he speaks are so bad as so excellent. I can't even get over it. So thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and do support the channel. Thank you.